Welcome back to Coloring Through the Bible. My name is Keegan Harkins, and today we're talking about Genesis chapter 10. What's a list of the descendants of Noah and Noah's sons? 8 people came out of the ark to a very different world than they had known before. And these people had to start over. They had a completely clean slate. But it really doesn't take very long for the world to get completely messed up again. And now, I realize that most people skim this chapter at best. Most of the men that are in this chapter have been completely lost to history, and some of them have their deeds recorded. I mean, verse 9 tells us that Nimrod was a mighty hunter. He was a rock star of his day, and he's remembered the way we mention famous people, with a note of awe and respect. But the important idea behind this chapter is that the whole earth was populated once again through this one family. Now, there's a lot of talk going on right now, especially here in the United States, about race. There's a lot of fighting and killing based on the color of our skin. And last night I watched a news clip about a group of people that were protesting this race-driven violence that's been happening. There were 2 groups. On one side, they were waving signs and chanting Black Lives Matter. And directly across the street from this group was a collection of predominantly white men and women who were waving flags and saying all lives matter. And there was a line of police standing between the group. And they looked really worried because of all the violence that's been going on, and it's been directed at police, and afraid that these 2 groups are going to start to get into a fight. Well, the 2 leaders of these 2 groups met in the middle of the street. And then the next thing you see is that these groups are putting down their signs, and they're coming together, and they're mingling. And men and women of all nationalities, social, economical status, they're all mingling together in the middle of the street. They're hugging, they're encouraging one another. And then the rather emotional leader of the Black Lives Matter group steps up onto a car to get kind of everybody's attention. And he starts leading this group in prayer. They prayed for our nation. They prayed for each other. They prayed for every one of us, regardless of the color of the pigment of our skin. Because all lives matter. And scriptures like Genesis 10 remind us that we're all related. We're all brothers and sisters, united in our faith in Jesus and our obedience to God. But we're also united in genealogy. 8 men and women came off the ark, and they and their descendants spread out over the surface of the earth. I think that it's past time that we stop thinking of ourselves as us versus them. It's time that we act like the family that we are. I hope that you've been encouraged today, and I hope that you have been challenged to not see yourself as different from the other people in this world. On the outside, the world wants to tell us we are so different from each other. But God's word says that we are the same family. We need to act like we're the same family. So I want to encourage you today to just act like a family. I hope that you have a truly blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow.